Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, February 28th, 2022. Tuesday, February 28th, 2022. Put a little lip gloss on these lips here so they don't look so bad, everybody. Goodness gracious. So hey, um, anyway, we have Curtis. Curtis went to go and visit Trina. And they're talking. At first, she didn't want to see him, but he goes, "Look, just give me a minute. We need to talk. We haven't connected since the wedding reception." So she lets him in, and you know, immediately kind of puts him on notice. I have a father. And he goes, and Taggart will always hold that position for you, but you may have a biological father or second connection to a father, and that could be me. And so what it all boiled down to was Trina. Then she jumps up. Well, I don't want to know, because Curtis says, I think we need to take a DNA test so we could get some answers. No, he goes, I think, Trina, we need to get some answers. And she looked at him. She goes, a DNA test? So she jumps up. No, I know what I know. I know who my father is, and nothing, no DNA test, no nothing can change that. Plus she's like, I don't want my father to be hurt. My dad, I don't want my dad to be hurt. I don't want her whole thing was everything about Taggart. Taggart's peace of mind. Taggart staying, happy, pretty much. Well, Taggart's not happy not knowing, no matter what Taggart says. No, it's not changing his feelings for Trina, but I can tell you right now, Taggart wants to know, is this my biological daughter? Taggart wants to know that. And I'm surprised Taggart didn't say, even though, yeah, sometimes you don't want to know the truth, but I'm surprised he didn't say, you know what, honey, we need answers. All of us need answers. Because if I am your biological father, Trina, then nothing. I mean, we all can rest and sigh easily. But either way, we'll know. So Curtis is like, okay, but what if there's an emergency and we need to know? And she's like, a medical emergency? Yeah. And she goes, oh. She's thinking. And so she finally comes around, and she's gonna think about it. She didn't say she'd do it. She still kind of left it as in, I understand why you want to, and she understands why it might be necessary to, but she's not ready to make that commitment yet. And so I like the way Curtis left it. Curtis says, you know what, Trina, I'm going to leave this up to you. We can take this as slow as you want to take this. Just know I'm here. Because she goes, Trina said, I love my dad, and I've come to love you, Curtis. And he goes, and I feel the same way about you, So they had a good talk, it was good. What amazes me, though, they haven't shown Curtis talk to Aunt Stella. Notice that? Because I could tell you, Stella didn't jump back on a plane and go to England. She didn't get out of here. She's still there. I'm surprised he ain't bound Stella, And now look, now that he's not gonna be mad at Stella, but he's gonna say, why didn't you come to me? She's gonna say, child, because that was Jordan's place. I mean, that was Portia's place. And she should have told you a long time ago. And by the way, while everybody's telling everything, I was the reason why your divorce papers got delayed. It wasn't Jordan. Jordan took the rap for me. It was me. I took him off her desk. She didn't even know that I did it, right? I got this little white speck here. I don't know what that is. There we go. She didn't even know I did it. But then once she did find out, she didn't want you mad at me. So she took the rap. Now, everything's out in the open, except for that deep, dark secret that her and Marshall keep looking at each other over, right? See? So Stella can't keep a secret. Portia was right about that. So Jordan goes to GH so she can interview Dr. Gatlin Holt. And she gets there because Dante's headed to Windermere. They got a full warrant to search the whole premises, right? Looking for Nicholas. So she heads to GH and she gets off the elevator, and who does she see but Portia? She's like, Portia. And Portia looks at her. Jordan, can we talk? And Jordan's like, I'm here to visit to see Dr. Gatlin Holt. But I think we need to talk. She's like, whatever, right? So she goes, by the way, Dr. Gatlin Holt is not here. He checked himself out. Because she goes, you released him? He goes, he checked himself out. You know the saying, doctors make the worst patients. Yeah, it's true. So she goes, his room is empty. Can we go talk in there? So Jordan's kind of like, lead the way. Because we all know how Portia's been talking to Jordan. Jordan, what do you want? Jordan, what, upper hand. So she goes, well, Jordan, I feel I should tell you. She goes, well, Portia, let me let you know this. Curtis already came by to see me earlier today, so I know what happened. And Portia says, you warned me. And everything you said was going to happen has happened. And I felt that, I should just come up, be up front and tell you, and I know you're saying I'm getting what I deserve. You think I'm a horrible person. And George's like, I don't think you're a horrible person. She goes, I was trying to spare you what happened to me. That's what I was trying to spare you from. And Jordan is like, you thought I was trying to get you to tell because I wanted Curtis back. She said that wasn't it. That wasn't why. Is I know these kinds of secrets don't stay secret, and what they do. She goes, she goes, Curtis and our marriage ended because of the lies and the secrets I kept because I put my job over him. Which, guess what? She was the police commissioner. You can't tell civilians, and at that point, Curtis was a PI. You can't tell them top secret police business. If Curtis wanted to be in the loop on all top secret police business, Curtis was a cop. Curtis could have went right back to the force. Okay. And Curtis could have, and actually Curtis was a detective. Curtis could have now been privy to everything, right? So she goes, but I made that choice. She goes, you made the choice to try to protect the family you had, to keep that intact. But I'm surprised Jordan didn't tell her. But then when you made the choice that Curtis was going to become part of the family, that's when you should have thought. You should have now rethought your plan. She didn't tell her that, though. Plus, you know what? Jordan, look, everybody, Jordan's not going to throw stones. She was just telling Portia to tell. Because remember, TJ thought Tommy was his father all the way till he was about, what, 16? 17? Jordan even sent TJ to live with his Uncle Sean, so he, pretty much called him Uncle Sean, and he wasn't Uncle Sean, right? Sean was raising TJ. TJ came on the scene, on the General Hospital scene, before Jordan, his mother, came on. They just wrote Jordan as his mother because Jordan was undercover, remember? She was an undercover agent. Anna Devane was police commissioner at that time. And Anna knew Jordan was undercover. trying to bust up some ring. I forget which ring Jordan was trying to bust up. Maybe it was still Cyrus Renault or something like that, right? Sonny. I think Jordan was after Sonny. I think so. But anyway, she had Sean raising TJ for years while she was undercover. And that man didn't know TJ was his son. He loved him like a son, but they had a uncle-nephew relationship. And when the truth came out that that was Sean's son, TJ didn't speak to Jordan for, I think, about a year, right? Sean forgave Jordan, but Sean and Jordan had an affair, or were in a relationship before Curtis and Jordan. And I can't remember. No, when Sean went to jail protecting Sonny, keeping Sonny's secrets, that's when he and Jordan, I think, stopped over the TJ lie. Because when Sean went to jail, Sean and Alexis were together, an unlikely couple, right? Sean and Alexis were together. But Jordan knew, keeping that kind of lie, she paid the price. And TJ had to come around in his own time. And when Aunt Stella found out, oh my goodness, it was horrible. It was brutal, which is also why Stella made it so hard for Jordan and Curtis to be together. Because she held that grudge. She was a dog with a bone. Okay, that was Stella. So anyway, just what pissed me off with Portia was the way she's looking at Jordan like, well, thank you for not judging me. I'm like, no. You've been looking at her like she's something on the bottom of your shoe, Portia. Now, don't think you humbled. Don't think you even make it nice with Jordan. Please, get out of here. So Jordan was saying, I think when she was talking to Dante, she goes, I got to go and talk to Dr. Gatlin Holt, because I want to find out why was he at the court of Ava Jerome's house that night. And I'm thinking, what is it with these folks and why he's there? And see, where Austin and Ava made a mistake, they should have said we're friends. Ever since he treated me, we are friends. And leave it at that. Friends can see friends anytime they want to see friends, and leave it at that. People, get out of here with that. Why was he at Ava Jerome? Why wasn't he there? You wasn't Nicholas, so why do you care? What? So anyway, then her and Portia talked, and let's see. She was actually very comforting to Portia, which I didn't like. I would have let her stew with that. So now Nina is finally, look, she's doing something proactive. She's using her magazine to do a full-out article, to do a full-out blitz on trying to get, donated stem cells, or people get tested to see if they're a match for Willow for a bone marrow transplant, which is what they should have been doing, which is what I said, why didn't they do that? Do a community one, because Carly has not been tested at all. Brooklyn has not been tested. Olivia, there's everybody in Port Charles that we see on General Hospital has not been tested. And Willow's a nurse. All of the nursing staff would be in that lab getting tested to see if they're a match, but they did none of that. None of it, because Willow had to keep things so quiet, right? Willow didn't want people to know. I don't want them to look at me as leukemia Willow. Okay, now they're looking at you as dying Willow. That's what they're looking at you as, dying Willow. So Obert says, there may be a match for Willow after all. And she goes, wait, what? And she goes, I got tested and I got swabbed and then I got tested. That's what I'm here. I'm here to get the results. And she goes, oh my goodness. So they're so happy. And Liesl says, we know now we do have to get the results. But I mean, it's a good chance that, look, I can save her. And then, you can have a relationship with her later and blah, blah, blah. So Willow's so happy. I mean, Nina she's so happy. And then they get up and she goes, they go over to Finn. Finn does not have a poker face at all. Finn asked me, don't ask me a question that I might need to lie about because it's going to show all over my face. And Liesl's like, where's my Scott? My Scott's supposed to be here to get the results. And Finn is looking like, why would I know where Scott is? Probably has something that he had to see a client. Probably has something to do with Elizabeth. And Finn should have said, I'm not Elizabeth's schedule keeper or your Scott's schedule keeper. But Finn he can't deflect at all. So now Liesl's suspicious and he goes, talk to your Scott, right? So Nina and Britt, Scott comes. But actually, Scott comes walking in with Elizabeth. So Liesl and Britt had walked the other, because Liesl said, look, let's see if the results are in, right? And so Finn sees Elizabeth and Scott, and he's saying, Liesl Obrecht's on the warpath. She's wondering where you were and blah, blah, blah. And so Scott's thinking, ooh, shoot, I better get ahead of this, right? So he goes to find Nina and Liesl. And then Finn and Elizabeth talk. And, I fast forward them because Elizabeth's like, yeah, she's a free woman. She's, they stuck to the plea deal. So, but I threw my friend under the bus. What about Nicholas? See, when she said that, because she said it to Scott while she was still in the interrogation room. And he was like, what about Nicholas? Elizabeth, Nicholas has left you holding the bag. And the thing is, they don't know Nicholas hasn't done that, but Nicholas would do that in a heartbeat. He would let Elizabeth hold the bag, and then he would try to somehow convince her to lie to cover up for him. That's Nicholas. So he goes, no, you have children. You took care of you. And where is Nicholas taking care of you? He's not. So then she tells Finn, but I just feel now I got to live with throwing my friend under the bus. Oh, shut up, right? So then, of course, and you stuck by me all this time. I'm just ready to get back to work. And Elizabeth. So now your head is all clear because almost all last year, Elizabeth's been mentally unstable. Pretty much, right? So Obrecht is questioning Scott. What is Elizabeth Weber's legal problem? And I was thinking, the last time I checked, isn't there something called client privilege, right? To where Scott just doesn't out and tell Elizabeth's legal business? Isn't there something called that? That's confidentiality. Gotta be confidential. And she goes, tell me, what is her? Oh, no. And Scott's like, well, I guess you'll hear about it soon enough. And I'm thinking, wait, how? How would they hear about it soon enough? The police commissioner is not going to come up to Liesl and tell her or Nina anything. Dante's not going to tell her or Nina. They would have to find the public records somewhere filed to find out the deal, because it was a plea deal that the police department made with Elizabeth. Obrecht would not just hear about it, right? But Scott tells her that Nicholas was keeping Esme, because Obrecht already said no. Somebody was helping her. Somebody was hiding her, and because they allowed that time, the police didn't catch the real killer, Heather Weber. And old Brett's already trying to figure, I gotta get into Darkham. She already, I gotta get into Darkham and take care of Heather Weber. Right? That's Liesl, right? Because remember, Liesl ain't no stranger to the penitentiary. Period. She goes to jail 100%, right? And doesn't learn anything either time. So now Elizabeth was getting ready to get on the elevator with Finn, and old Britt comes barreling over there. And she goes, not so fast. Oh, old Britt is ready to tear into her. And she will. Because Elizabeth already knows. She goes, had we had come clean sooner, Britt Westbourne would still be alive. She knows. And so she knows that Liesl is going to be out for blood. Blood. Look, wait until Liesl finds out that it was Jocelyn Jacks that Britt saved. She's going to then now go after Carly and say, because of your daughter, my daughter is dead. And your daughter didn't stick around enough. But see, she will think something irrational. Britt's a doctor. Britt told everybody, she told the cops, she's fine. She didn't need to go to GH because Britt knew she was nicked, right? But she was going to let that play out. She went to her mother to die in her mother's arms. I saw a really good interview with the actress that played Britt, and she gave some good insight. She said, yeah, Britt knew she had gotten nicked with the hook. And Britt made a conscious decision that would be the way she would want to go versus the alternative of Huntington's disease. So, she went out a hero and it went fast, no deterioration. So, okay, but anyway, so Liesl's getting ready to be she's going to be on a warpath. Nina may be unstable and be mentally off, but Liesl is a killer. She's a vengeful killer. She's a Heather Weber without being crazy. She's a Heather Weber without being crazy. So let's see. Scott's the only thing softening her up right now. Scott's the only thing that's making her, human. Show some human kindness, Liesl, because she doesn't have that all on her own whatsoever. Okay, everybody, let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. We have a whole lot of comments. Oh my goodness gracious. We have 46 comments here. So 43. I'm going to try to whiz through these 43 comments, everybody. Robal says, when One Life to Live ended, the actor that played Finn came on board as John McBain. Then he was recast as Silas Clay. Yeah, I think he was John McBain. Wasn't he a police officer when he first came? I think he showed up at the PCB. You know what, Robal? Can you, or maybe that's Rob. Rob, can you reply and say, wasn't John McBain a detective? Didn't he come and work for the PCPD? Kind of think so. And then he was recast as Silas Clay, and then he was killed off as Silas Clay and came back as Finn. Yes, yes. You are 100% correct. Because who was Franco? No, I think Franco, the actor that played Todd Manning on One Life to Live, I think he came as Franco. And he stayed as Franco because One Life to Live did not own the character name of Franco. That was always a General Hospital character. But John McBain was from Landview, and I think John was a police officer there too. So that's why One Life to Live owned that character name. So once they decided to bring the show back on the air, they kept that name, right? And because they really wanted the actor to come back, because Star, the actress that played Star, she came on as, when they first showed her, she didn't keep the name of Star on General Hospital. She was always Kiki. Or was she Star? No, I think she was always Kiki, but she was going to go back to One Life to Live when it came on. And they just recast Kiki. Can somebody kind of refresh my memory from Comment Corner as to how that happened? The actress, I think when she first debuted, she's always debuted as Ava's daughter. I think so, as Kiki. So Gwendolyn says Nina may save weeping Willow with the bone marrow using her magazine and connections. Now tell me where's Nicholas's body? Great recap. I know. Look, on today's episode. How did I forget that, everybody? I went right straight to Comment Corner and forgot one of the best parts, or cliffhanger parts. Dante is searching Windermere. Austin and Ava are there. And of course, he says, "What are you doing here, Dr. Holton?" And Austin doesn't even answer him, really. He just, yeah, whatever. And Dante gets a phone call because, Ava mentioned about, Nicholas keeping Esme in the tower, or who knew Esme was hiding in a tower. And Dante looked at her and said, "Nobody said anything about a tower. How do you know about a tower?" And then Ava realized, oops. So Ava said, "I know about a tower because when I would come here to Windermere, Nicholas said the North Tower was being renovated and it was off limits. So it's logical to think that's where he was keeping her, because he would not let anybody go there." And Dante bought it. And Dante says, "Yeah, we just searched that North Tower. It had been freshly renovated and painted and everything." He goes, "But we're going to find evidence, right?" So then Dante gets a call from the detectives telling him to come out, to the stables. And he's like, "Okay, really? What's that? Okay, I'll be right there." So Ava and Austin are looking at each other and they start talking about something really stupid to me. Instead of saying, "Hey, look, we're screwed. They're here. That body is still there. Oh my God. What are we going to do?" Which also led me to believe that Austin knows the body's not there. Ava's freaking out more than Austin. So anyway, Dante calls Ava on her phone. No, maybe, and then Austin did say, "Well, maybe they didn't find anything because he said he would call you." And I'm thinking, fine, anybody with a nose was going to find something, right? Nicholas has been decomposing there. So she answers it. He goes, "This is Detective Falconer. I need you to come down to the stables," or wherever. It's like the stables, but I think they use another word other than stables, but it is the stables. So she and Austin head down there and they get there, and Dante's like, and they had a padlock. "What's in this room?" And so Ava says, "I'm not real familiar with that room. I think Nicholas, I don't know, maybe he uses it for storage." And so Dante says, "Yeah, but what would he store?" And I'm thinking, what's in the doggone stables? What you think he's going to store? Maybe some food, animal food, some animal medicine, some hooks, some whatever you're going to store out there in a stable. Okay. So he goes, "Well, it's locked. Do you have a key?" She goes, "No, I don't have a key." And so he has the other officer says, okay, bring the crowbar. So Dante's ready to crow the lock right off the hinge. And Ava's looking at Austin, Austin's looking at Ava. And that's where they left us. So what's going to happen today, tomorrow? Dante's going to break it open. They're going to open it up. And they're going to leave us hanging. They're not going to show us at first. And Ava, Dante will be looking in like, hey, right? They're going to give us this look. And then you go see Ava looking at Austin, Austin looking at Ava. And then they're going to go to another scene. And then they're going to come back. And they're going to say, on two. Dante's looking in the room. Action, right? And then the camera will show there's nothing there. Nothing's going to be in there. Because they have never let the PCPD find anybody like that. They just never have, and they won't start now. So now, Hello There says, if Drew goes to jail, then I would like him to run into Heather. She's the one who's responsible for having him stay with Betsy as a baby. Knowing him, he would probably take the high road and thank Heather first before even getting a licking of vengeance. I know. I know. I could see him telling her she was partly responsible for giving him a good life, he never had, he never would have had otherwise. Heather would even thank him kindly in return. Oh, are you making up a whole story here? Hello There. And then Heather would have asked him for a favor to help her get access to Esme's baby. LOL. His bug eyes would bulge as usual. Drew would have spoken with a nut job Heather before thinking of consequences. And then Hello There says, Spencer yelling at Laura is inexcusable. The screaming right outside the babies too. I know it was a little loud. Laura is a saint. Is she a saint, really? But she shouldn't she shouldn't get walked all over by Spencer like that. He better stay away from the sauce. He needs to grow up, stop feeling sorry for himself, speak to Laura / grandmother. She's wonderful and she allows him to speak his mind, which is great, but there's only so much she could do. Spencer would be better off at this point getting help from Kevin to work out his problems. Yes, I know, right? Nina too, by the way, she's got major issues. Trina could do better than living the dream world. She can do better and is living a dream world with Spencer. She'll never fit into that family. No, never. Plus, does Spencer even work? No, Spencer doesn't work. Cassadines don't work. Or does he just live off of his allowance money? That's it. Nicholas never worked. Okay, he learned how to run because the Cassadines have a business, isn't it called Cassadine Industries or something? They have some kind of business that Nicholas. It was always profitable under his reign, but they just come from old money that for some reason doesn't ever deplenish, right? What is he going to do for his whole life? Nothing. Nicholas didn't do anything for his whole life but live at Windermere. Just live off his family's money. The writers need to give him something productive to do before he finds himself in the gutter, worrying about his problems so much. And I don't mean working for his sneaky Uncle Victor or family business. They will never have Spencer work. Marcia says, great review, and I feel you. Great show. Thanks for this review. Charlotta says, he came with Samantha. They were vampires. He came with Samantha. They were vampires going on at One Life to Live. And Samantha was posing by him, Silas Clay. He didn't have a child. It was Franco who had the child. No, Samantha came on to General Hospital years and years and years ago. She was a grifter. I mean, she was a con artist, grifter, and she was fleecing jacks. No, Sam did not come on General Hospital with Silas Clay. Silas Clay came years later, after the One Life to Live thing went off the air. Samantha had been on General Hospital by that time, a long time. And what I liked about it, because Samantha and the vampire Caleb, they were on Port Charles. Oh, maybe you're thinking Port Charles. Yeah. Sam, and she was playing Libby. Her name was Libby. Libby and Caleb were on Port Charles, which was the spinoff show of General Hospital. They had Port Charles was a spinoff, and then they had Night Shift, which was General Hospital at night, and the people that worked the night shift. Night shift was actually pretty good. So yeah, I really liked Lily and Caleb. And they tried that, when they had for a moment Sam and Silas getting together. That's when Nina came to the show. Sam and Silas were together. But to me, they just did not have that spark. They didn't have that Caleb Libby spark. Lady Laura Black says, I was impressed with the actors that played Laura and Nicholas. They really made me feel emotional today. You mean Laura and Nicholas Chavez, the actor, or really it's Lauren Spencer's acting. Bravo, Jordan, for the way she handled the situation. Good for Esme, not giving in to Heather's delusional and forbidding her from seeing the baby. I admire strong friendship. Normally, but there's something off about Austin, in my opinion. Yeah, we still don't know the deal with Austin. Why help someone you barely know like this? I know, right? Something is definitely up. I can't wait to find out. Thanks for a great recap. And then Linda says, love your funny commentary. Thanks for the laughs. I don't think Nicholas will be there where Ava left him. No, he's not. Hello there says, I think our beloved daily recap lady mostly only imitates the characters she dislikes. Portia, Brooklyn, Nina, Elizabeth, Drew. Hello there. You just might possibly know. Yeah. Now that I think about it, you just might be right. I will mock the people, the characters that I don't like. Because I really haven't done a Carly mocking, right? No, I don't think so. Now, LaShans says, Maxie Jones is not the mother of the identical twins that play Ace Cassadine and Amelia Corinthos. She has a daughter with a guy that played as Johnny Zakara. I remember Johnny Zakara. Her name is Harper. Okay, well, thank you for that. We were getting ready to give what's her name? I know that actress's name too. Kristen Storm. We were getting ready to give her a beautiful baby, right? Michael says, Elizabeth is so dramatic. I hope the writers stop writing Elizabeth as a victim. Oh my God, because she's no victim. She's a victimizer. We know Curtis would have blamed George somehow. We know Curtis somehow blame Jordan. Jordan handled it perfectly. She sure did. And independent DNA test is a wonderful idea. Jordan didn't speak ill of Portia. She low-key took up for her. Yeah. And she said, none of us intended to hurt you, neither Aunt Stella, myself, or Portia. And then she says, I agree, Jeannie Francis. Yes, right, Jeannie Francis. Jeannie Francis and Nicholas Chavez scene was brilliant. Allie Mills also had a good performance as Heather. She was the best Heather to me. I really like her as Heather Weber. Another awesome scene between Allie Mills and Avery Christian Poe. Oh, it must be, was that Ava? Who's Avery Christian Poe? Ava is Delia's daughter, the same Delia from Ryan's Hope. Ava has a brother, John Ryan. Oh, that's right. A nephew, Owen Ryan, from her mother's side. Only 23 subscribers to go. Yeah. I think we're down to 20. Great recap. Yeah, somebody kind of threw me off when they said 19 a few days now. It wasn't 19. Hello there says Elizabeth whines too much. I can't stand when she crosses her eyes when she talks in a gravely tone. Same with Sam. Oh, closes her eyes. Yeah, she does close her eyes when she's talking. She will close her eyes a lot as she's talking. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I really didn't mean to. Sabrina says, such a good review. My question is, did Austin ever make it to the stable? I don't think Nicholas is dead. I think Victor has him. And speaking of Victor, he is not going to be happy with Elizabeth for telling on him. I know, right? Need a DNA test on the big baby boy. Yeah, they're just taking for granted it's a Cassadine, and they should not. Sherry says, Liz sure threw her friend under the bus. It's jail time for Nicholas. Preview showed Laura smacking the poor pitiful me right in the mouth. It looks like I was right. It's Liesl, not Laura. Yeah, Liesl's gonna be Laura's not the slapper. Because Laura knows Nicholas will rope Elizabeth into a bunch of crap, right? And then DB says Cody does look like he doesn't know how to do anything else but sweat. I'm gonna like him with Sasha, really? Nicholas 1 through 4 won't be there when Ava gets there, but Austin knows this. I think Austin knows he's not there. Austin may have even told freaking Mason to get rid of the body. But if you ask me, everybody, see, nobody's is talking about Mason beat Austin there. Mason saw Ava move that body. And when Austin and Ava left, I think Mason took the body. I really, really do. I hope they shuffle past Willow and get it done. Now, Gwendolyn says, I agree, Sasha would put him in check. I think she's very sensible as long as she stays clean. Yeah. Mika Sandra says, I'll just say Meek. Meek. Liz was also involved in aiding Finn when she moved Peter into the freezer in the stairwell. So while Liz is confessing her conscience, should also urge her to confess about hiding Peter with Finn. Well, you know what? Peter wasn't dead. See, so that's some water under the bridge. And then Dante today was asking what with Nicholas's health, he couldn't be far away by now. Don't say, Dante today saying, what would Nicholas's health? He wouldn't be far away by now, as though Nicholas left town. What does it mean? I didn't hear him. Oh, wealth. What would Nicholas's wealth? He would be far away by now, if he left town. Yet Dante was present with Jordan the night before when Heather was making her confession, and she told Dante and Jordan that she hooked Nicholas Cassadine on Spoon. No, she tried to hook him on Spoon Island, but he fought back. She tried to hook him. She did not hook him. Austin had gone to the stables telling Ava he would see her there. He sure did, after she got rid of whoever was at the door, being Felicia. If there were no odors coming from the closet, Austin would have known Nicholas had vanished from that closet. Number two, if Austin had opened the door, Austin would have seen that Nicholas wasn't there anymore. And Austin was down at them stables for a long time. I don't think he was twiddling his thumbs. I really don't. Dante nor Jordan have bothered to mention to anyone that Heather had seen Nicholas alive on Spoon Island. Well, when Heather was trying to hook Nicholas, that was months ago. Yeah, I mean, that's when he thought that was Esme. What are the results of Dr. Obrecht's test? What are the results of Marshall's test? I know, that's the slowest lab in town. DB says, I can't with her. This time Jocelyn's future unsufferable. This time I can't wait with her. This is Jocelyn's future unsufferable. Yeah, Jocelyn, I fast forward her now. Anna Rihanna says Elizabeth is ridiculous. Jordan shut Curtis down. Bam! Get the test, and everyone will know Joss is a liar. She can't even see her face. The body, everyone. Spencer bought it. That Cassadine Fury. Yes, he did. Great actor. Yes, the exchange between veteran Jeannie Francis and amazing new actor Nicholas Chavez was on point. Thank you for a great recap. Oh man, I know. I'm sick of, this is Ron. He says, I'm sick of Elizabeth acting like a spoiled brat. This time she threw herself under the bus and everyone told her not to, but then she had to learn the hard way. And they still can't come up with Liesl as a match. Oh, goodness, I know you guys are saying that enough. I guess it's true, right? This is supposed to be a teaching hospital. And LaShawn says, John McBain had a baby on One Life to Live. John McBain had a baby with, not Silas. Yeah, John McBain. Because he was with Natalie, I think. Yeah. Lucy says Curtis needs to grow up, get an annulment, and move forward. And DC says if Jordan sees him forgive Portia for something and somehow find a way to stay married to her, she's going to go into overdrive. I know, because goodness, how, right? LaShawn says, I didn't know Liz threw Victor under the bus too. Oh, when she said, Victor, no, I don't know. Did she say Victor removed all of Esme's stuff? I don't know. Spencer was wrong for hollering at Laura. He's full of rage. Laura, get the baby. Spencer got the nerve trying to bully Esme. I know she's not my favorite, but no, not today. He sure did try to scare her. Oh no, you're going to jail. Me and my grandmother are taking your baby. Ava scared good. Austin got hooked, but he's going to move a body? I know. She's going to make herself suspicious. She's going to make herself suspicious. I hope a manhunt. I hope it's a manhunt for Nicholas. I bet his body is gone. Yep. Nicholas told both Ava and Spencer that Esme took advantage of the situation. He was drinking, thought his marriage was over. He played the part, but now they see it was a plan. I know. How did Heather think she was going to come to Spring Ridge? Heather Weber gave Stephen Lars away too. Yeah, Heather will give away all her kids. LaShawn says Ace and Amelia are identical twin brothers. Owen and Nathan Ford. There we go. So it is the same baby. Thank you, LaShawn. They use the same baby, and good for them. We ain't mad at them saving money. Why? Those babies are adorable. Probably every day they showed those babies, the ratings went through the roof because, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, that's baby. There was so many people. I have more pictures of the baby on my recap folders than anything, right? And then Anita said Jordan was direct and on point. Her suggestions: get a DNA test, speak to Trina and Portia. I love the conversation. Jordan was correct. She sure was. LaShawn says Heather Weber is really crazy. Oh, she is really crazy in 2012. Heather was trying to Sam and Jason Morgan's baby, trying to take the baby away from her. She was trying to jump off of the General Hospital roof with Sam and Jason's baby. Heather is the one who knew about the baby switch between Sam Morgan and Taya Delgado in 2012. Heather is always into some mess. Sandy says, so Liz gets away clean. They could have given her a probation or something. To me, they should have given her some community service. Is Esme going free to be in the mother of the mayor's granddaughter? You mean to be in the mother of the mayor's grandson? Because Nicholas is the mayor's son and the baby's the mayor's grandson, the mother of the mayor's grandson. She definitely needs jail time after the damage she's done. Curtis is all over town ranting and throwing a tantrum, but still hasn't checked on Trina. Well, he did today. Curtis was on fire. Spencer was on fire today. Love his scenes with Laura. He's a great actor. Yes, he is. Richard says facts. And Misty says he delivered Sam and Jason's son Danny. Who delivered Sam and Jason's son Danny? Misty says no, he was John McBain on One Life to Live. He came to General Hospital as John McBain to investigate Sonny for killing his sister. Yeah, I knew when he first came, he came as a detective too. Dominique says, speaking of Silas discovered Ava had cancer when she was a fugitive and kidnapped Avery. And he kidnapped Avery when she was a baby to extract her bone marrow to save Ava's life. You know what? I remember that. But did he? I didn't think you could take bone marrow from a baby, but I do remember him curing Ava. Huh. Fast forward to the present. Wiley may be a match for Will, but see, Silas did some underhanded, kind of un-FDA approved stuff, right? That Wiley could be a match for Willow. However, the hospital sanctions transplants. Wiley is too young. That's what I'm saying. Silas did some underhanded. Yeah, if he got bone marrow from Lil Avery, that was not approved legally. Liesl wouldn't be a match. Carly or Jocelyn will finally get tested. I could see the writers making Jocelyn a match for Willow. Could make sense since Nell was a kidney donor for Jocelyn. Yeah. But when they find out Jocelyn is a match, she's likely to be kidnapped by pikemen while snooping on decks, of course. Michael will have no choice but to drop his vendetta, get Sonny, and forces with him or lose his sister and Willow. DB says if Amelia was not too young, how is Wiley? That's weird. If Amelia's not. No, Amelia is too young, but they were saying in the past that Silas did some experimental stuff. Time is running out. We need a GH miracle. Will there really be a GH miracle? And Dominique said to DK, Amelia was not intended to be a bone marrow donor. No, the doctors were hoping to recover enough stem cells from the umbilical cord from her birth. Thank you, Dominic. Yes, you cleared that up. DB said to Dominic, OMG, I'm so confused. I don't know. Yeah, Dominic, somebody even went back into history talking about a baby. That may have kind of confused you. And then Dominic said to DB, LOL, that's soaps for you. Plots often don't make sense. And then Sheila says, Cody looks untidy. Yeah, but somebody said he needed to take a bath. I said, how could you smell him through the TV? And he doesn't look smudgy dirty. And DB says, about as unsteady, I know, as Austin, his cousin that's always around the corner, and Dex a little bit. Patricia says he looks like a handsome man, not those men with feminine and crazy sticking up hairstyles. He looks like he had that look as Cutter, one of the One Life to Live. I don't remember no Cutter. With the curly hair becomes him. I don't know that. Dante, however, looks handsomer to me with longer hair, like Austin does with longer hair. I do like the goodness, I know the name of the actor too. Oh my God. He does look better with longer hair. Just my opinion, to each his own. And then Jody says, I can't get enough of Spencer. His acting is on point. Sheila says to BD, no doubt he is handsome. It's just, I wish he looked a little less scruffy. And I think, who are you talking about? Cody? I don't know. Who do you think? Who should be a little less scruffy? But anyway, that is, oh my goodness, the 43 comments on Comic Corner. But look, that's what it's all about. We're here talking about our favorite soap, GH. And you know what? GH ended to me. They picked up February sweeps right about the middle of February because they were a snoozer at the 1st of February. So we shall see how they did. You know, they needed to have more emotional scenes with Nicholas Chavez because he's the actor that needs to be nominated for February sweeps and everything because he was phenomenal. Trina, too. They both should be nominated in the young actors category. There's nothing about anything that Jocelyn has done acting-wise that shows depth. The only thing they're showing in her is nosiness and opinions. And just, I don't like what they're doing for her character whatsoever. And remember, she was going to go to medical school. Has she talked about medical school at all anymore? Anybody? Jocelyn the doctor? We knew that was going to be short-lived, right? All right, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.